Yo, what's going on everyone, it's your boy Clouds, and in today's video, I'm pretty much going to be talking about the patch notes that just came out today. It's October 30th, so this was a pretty big patch. It was around like 12 gigabytes for the Xbox One. I think it was less for PS4, I'm not too sure, but I know it was 12 gigabytes and it took a while to install. So yeah, we're pretty much going to be talking about the multiplayer patch notes, because yeah, that's pretty much what I'll be playing all the time. So yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so let's pretty much get the first thing out the way, which is they added gun game, which I mean, if y'all like playing it, y'all can go ahead and play it, but let's just get that out the way. It's not that important, but the most important is the assault rifles. They didn't buff any. They actually nerfed the assault rifles because I guess they know that it was mostly an assault rifle game, and they supposedly nerfed them the aim down sight so they can like match up with the SMGs. So that has been nerfed on all assault rifles, I think, especially the ICR. Of course, that gun's like probably the most OPest one, but good thing that's out the way. So yeah, that's all they did for the assault rifle. They especially nerfed the two most OPest ones, which I'm so excited about, which is the ICR and the Vapor. Those two were like the guns that pissed me off the most. So good thing they actually like nerfed those two specifically. On the ICR, they reduced the headshot damage and a slight reduction of the reload speed, so it's not going to reload as much as like fast as it used to, which is good. And for the Vapor, they reduced the close range headshot damage also, and damage now falls off sooner. High caliber has been reduced also, so those are pretty good nerfs. I hated those guns so much. Those guns always pissed me off and stuff. Like, you didn't even have to be good to use it, so but again, that's a good thing that they did finally. Alright, so secondly they did was the SMGs, which is really good because they actually needed to work on them. They weren't as like good as the ARs were, so I'm guessing they buffed them. So we're gonna talk about the three guns that they actually did on the MX9. They extended all damage ranges, which is I guess is pretty good because the ARs would just overpower them. And they also put high caliber. They reduced headshot on multiplayer, I guess, to 4 hits a kill. So I guess that's okay too. And the Cordite, which is probably one of my favorites, is extended all damage ranges, so that's pretty good. And then the belt feed operator mod increased overheat range, so that's kind of not that bad. I mean, if you use the operator mod, you get I guess a longer range of shooting it for, which is pretty good because I had made a video on it also, and it did go up pretty fast. So next up is the GKS, which is a quad shot operator mod. I guess they just did something to that. This slide time increases in between bursts. So I don't know, I don't really use that gun, but yeah, I guess that's important. And the SOG 9 is the dual wield operator mod. It reduced hip fire accuracy. So I'm guessing on these SMGs they just mess with the hip fire. I mean the operator mods. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the SMGs. All right, and for the third ones they did was they buffed the tactical rifles, or they messed with two of them. The ABR, which was the first one or second one, I'm not mistaken. They both actually buffed it because it wasn't like compatible with the other ones. It was probably the weakest one out of all the marksman rifles, so that's good. They just extended maximum damage range, which I guess extended the range. And then the operator mod, it no longer takes like fire rate. It doesn't take as long to for the fire rate, I'm guessing. And then for stock, I guess they buffed that attachment, slight reduction in movement speed, laser sight, and yeah, laser sight number 2. They improved the hip fire accuracy, which I don't really use the gun, but that sounds pretty good, and I might actually start using it. And of course, they had to nerf the swordfish because I mean that was probably the most OPS one. And the high caliber, they reduced the headshots to like 3 kills, so 3 hit kills. I mean, so I'm guessing that's good. Then they nerfed the operator mod, which is reduced extra granted clip size, which I don't really use that much, but I mean I guess if that's helpful. And yeah, that's pretty much for the marksman rifles. Alright, so the other weapons they buffed was the sniper rifles. They said like they pretty much all of the ones were weaker than the paladin, so they actually decided to make up the, I guess, the damage or so, something like that. They removed the sway when aiming down sights on all sniper rifles, which if that's good for you, then go ahead and use it. But for the paladin, for the high caliber 2, hitting the lower torso on the full TK5 boosted enemy will no longer be a one-shot kill. Which I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I did get killed pretty fastly with the paladin, so I guess that's good. And for the FMJ2, improved damage against score streaks, which it's pretty good too, I guess. And then stabilizer 2, the player can now hold breath sooner after the previous hold breath, which if that's important to you, then that's good for you, I guess. And the outlaw, they improved base damage from 110 to 130. they reduced idle sway, increased base movement speed, and for stock, the slight increase in ADS movement speed bonus. So I guess they buffed the Outlaw a lot because they needed a lot of help. And the SDM increased clip size from 10 to 12 and reduced idle sway. And for the Koshka, improved damage from 120 to 140. Stock, slight increase in ADS movement speed bonus. So yeah, pretty much they made the snipers like a little bit quicker than yeah, just the Paladin, I guess. So that's for the snipers for now. Alright, and the other weapons, I'm guessing they messed with the LMGs. They said that they're extremely effective, I guess, and I guess they're tuning it down before everyone jumps on the Padawagon. So the Titan has been reduced headshot damage. I'm guessing they nerfed the LMGs, I'm sorry. And the Titan was reduced headshot damage, it reduced hip fire accuracy, and the stock reduced ADS movement. So yeah, they pretty much nerfed all of the Titan. And the VKM, it reduced movement speed while firing, reduced damage slightly, and the operator mod with the reduced bullet tracer size. So I'm guessing they nerfed that also. And the Hades crossbar operator mod reduced movement speed and accuracy, steady grip, improved recoil mitigation. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they just nerfed the LMGs because they were kind of OP at a point. And then the pistols also, they slide down ADS transformation speed. Then I'm guessing they only mess with the RK7, slight increase in the time between burst, and slight reduction to reload speed. So that's the only pistol they mess with, I'm guessing. And for shotguns, this weapon class is close to where we wanted. Attachments performing better than needed, so I'm guessing they only mess with attachments during this. The MOG-12 is shocked barrel, I'm guessing that's an attachment. It's a one-hit kill range reduced. Okay, I guess they reduced that. And the Dragon's Breath operator mod was, I guess it increased visual and sound. So I don't know, I guess if that's important to you. And the SG-12 is strobe light operator mod, and then yeah, I'm pretty sure they only mess with the operator mods, which is an okay thing, I guess. I'm not sure. Alright, so the next thing we're moving on to is the attachments. I'm guessing they buffed or nerfed them. So the Grip 2 is reduced ADS flinch mitigation, so I'm guessing they reduced that. And the Suppressor, they reduced damage fall off ranges. Okay. Holograph sight optics reduce ADS recoil. The dual zoom optic reduced ADS recoil. Recon optic reduced ADS recoil. The ELO optic slightly increased ADS recoil, which is good because I usually use the ELO sight a lot. And next up is the Specialist. I'm guessing they did improvements or just whatever with them. So for the Specialist Ajax, we've improved strategies, optics, and the help endue the shield isn't active too often. So I'm guessing they nerfed the shield a little bit. Explosives now apply partially damage to the front and the ballistic shield user. Ballistic shield now takes longer to earn, which I guess is pretty good because Ajax was kind of an OP specialist to use. And next up is Nomad. Nomad worked more closely with the K9 unit, so I'm guessing they reduced the K9's health because the K9 was OP. It was like a freaking juggernaut, so I'm guessing that's good, another good thing. Firebreak, they purified is restored for glory. They increased his flame damage, which was pretty good, I guess, because I didn't think he was an OP as all the other ones. And Crash which is one of my favorites. He was a bit too effective for score streak farming, which I agree because he did like stack up your score streaks pretty fast. And I'm guessing they reduced teammate use pack score to 50 to 25 points. Wow, that's gonna suck for me because I really use them a lot. And for Recon, they reduced the sensor dart duration, which I guess is okay. Resolved an issue where voiceover would incorrectly state the player's sensor dart was destroyed, which I guess, yeah, that was a problem also. And for Torque, he increased earn rate for Barricade, increased hit points for Barricade, addressed an issue with the Tacom from setting players for the Barricade was taking damage, which I don't really know because I don't really use Torque, but I guess that's okay for them. And for Prophet, they increased Tempest speed, I guess, and slightly increased the Tempest chain distance, which that was kind of annoying, but I'm guessing they increased that. And they resolved an issue where you being hit by an explosive charge would disable the Tempest charge and preventing further arson, which I don't really know what that means, but if you use Tempest, then there you go. Alright, and for the other ones, it's pretty much just they fixed the spawns on all the game modes, which is really good because that was kind of annoying. They changed the spawns for like different areas of the maps, and that's pretty much good. They actually decided to do something with that. And for the gear, the stim shot increased time fully health of the player, which is good because I use stim shot a lot. And armor, they resolved an issue with an armor. I'm guessing, I don't know, I never really used the armor. And a castic sensor reduced the range at which sprinting enemies are detected, which I don't use that also, but if that's something you use, then go ahead. And for perks, they reduced the dead silence for the player movement volume, which I don't really use that either. And engineer, the extracted helicopter in heist will no longer, oh, I'm guessing that's just for heist. And for score streaks, they resolved an issue with the mantis would be destroyed by touching an outbounds area of the map, which yeah, I had a problem with that because I would equip the mantis and he would be destroyed like if I threw him on the ground or something, which was kind of weird. And for the dart, they increased the explosion radius and damage, which is kind of annoying. I don't like that dart either way. And the strike team, they prevented strike team kills from contributing towards owners' kills without dying medals, which I don't really use either, but I'm guessing that's something. Alright, and for the next and final thing that I'm going to go over is the game modes. They increased XP earn rate in Heist, which is okay. Increased amount of XP earned per kill in free-for-all. They resolved an issue where hardcore wins were not counted towards challenges. They resolved an issue in free-for-all where recon players could receive vision post assist score. And silent plant options in custom games should now make planting defusing bombs more slightly, which nobody really does, I guess, but if that's helpful for you. So yeah, that's pretty much all the multiplayer ones, all the main things. It was a lot. It was a big patch note. It was, like I said, 12 gigabytes. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, understood, and liked every patch note that came out. And yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and peace.